Welcome everyone to this last edition of the Press Today on your #1 source of Pan-African news. You did well choosing us. This is a Press Today. We're starting off with this one from Zambia. It's the Post newspaper. In the journal, it's written that President Michael Sata has said that the MMD is very lucky that he's head of state because he could have taught them a lesson in the issue concerning the Mufumbo by-election. Sata says the Electoral Commission of Zambia, the ECZ, has so far exhibited a very independent and mature way of conducting elections. The paper also says political leaders must listen to their own people. Now, this is according to Storella, United States Ambassador to Zambia, Max Storella. He made the statements on the occasion of President Barack Obama's re-election for a second term in office. Away from that, we're taking you to Cameroon to look at the Post from that end. Most papers are still talking about these votes, the votes in the United States. The Post from Cameroon focuses on the electrifying and inspiring speech delivered by Barack Obama after his win, underscoring the main aspects of the speech. Get the reactions of world leaders to Obama's re-election on page 7, including that of Mitt Romney. The paper writes that troops on November 6 used tear gas to disrupt a protest march by the littoral SDF against President Biya's 30 years in office. Coming back to this controversial story, the Post says work will this month be temporarily halted on the Dangote cement plant project at the banks of the REVUE to give way for the holding of the annual cultural festival of the Sawa people known as Ngondo. If you want to get the reunification history of Professor Victor Julius Ngo, why not visit page 4? Now to the Rainbow Nation, we're looking at Daily Dispatch. On the paper, you can read that 9 opposition parties in Parliament on Thursday filed a motion of no confidence in President Jacob Zuma, citing the Marikana massacre, then the Kandla Gates, and the economy, among other reasons. The cover picture bears police at the scene of a horrendous match between King Williamstown and East London that killed 3 people. See the paper or see that report on page 3. We are also told that naked protesting landmine mine workers scared to be sprinkled with moti in rituals purported to make them invisible. This is according to a police officer who told the Falam Commission in Rustenburg on Thursday. Now we're looking at Business Day still from South Africa. The paper has on its front page, mining factory output plummets on illegal strikes. Mining and manufacturing production both fell during September, reflecting the effect of widespread labor unrest and weaker global demand for domestic exports. According to the paper, ANC denounces publicity stunts as parties seek no confidence vote. Opposition parties in South Africa tested their muscle when 8 of them joined forces to call for a motion of no confidence in President Jacob Zuma. This is the first time there has been such a call. Visit Business Day to get the details. All right, let's see what the Wall Street Journal, the Europe edition, has for us. The big kicker on the paper reads, China traders in tug of war over the yuan. According to the journal, China is running in the yuan after weeks of steady appreciation, a move that could help its big exporters but could undercut its long-standing pledge to give the markets greater sway in the currency's fate. What about the story which says Obama's vote win exposed tectonic demographic shifts in American society that are reordering the U.S. political landscape? Get more on the front page. The paper presents a close look at the breakdown of the Romney campaign and says Obama isn't getting a honeymoon at all. Now we are looking at the Daily Telegraph. It's a paper from the UK. According to the UK paper, Britain's biggest bank is at the center of a major HM revenue and customs investigation after it opened offshore accounts in Jersey for serious criminals living in the United Kingdom. The local government secretary has said today that senior council executives should not be entitled to golden goodbyes when they close their jobs. According to him, the days of living or lining their pockets at the expense of the taxpayers are over. the senior Conservatives figure at the center of sex abuse allegations, as the victim of mistaken identity. Now, this is what evidence revealed last night, that's Thursday night. And Chancellor George Osborne will today be challenged to fund a delay in next year's planned rise in fuel duty by closing loopholes in the tax system. Let's look at the Wall Street Journal, the Asia edition. According to the journal, the fishing village of Wuhan in southern China has become a testing ground for an experiment in grassroots democracy. The solution in Wuhan serves as a symbol of the limits of bottom-up, small-town democracy in China, and hopes for Chinese political liberalization are shifting to the possibility of reforms inside a communist party. In the paper, it's written that a new investment fund overseen by an affiliate of Goldman Sachs Group's INC aims to tap into the boom in applications from Chinese seeking to emigrate to countries like Australia, the USA, Canada, and the UK at a time capital is flowing out of China at an unprecedented rate. Read more from the Wall Street Journal, the Asia edition. We look at this one from the United Arab Emirates, Gulf News. According to the paper, embattled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad on Thursday said he will never leave his country after the opposition wanting his removal selected a new leadership. His comments came 2 days after British Prime Minister David Cameron suggested Assad could be allowed safe passage out of the country if that would guarantee an end to the civil war. The paper also says the UAE has amended its visa regulations for cruise tourist investors, professionals, and foreign property owners. According to reports, cruise tourists will be eligible for 3 months multiple tourist visas. Read more from Gulf News. We end this day with USA Today, a publication from the United States. The paper has this broad title which says, Post-Election Divide Surfaces. According to the paper, Obama not only won his second term, he protected his first term. Find out what that means. It adds that Obama's legacy will be shaped by great challenges and a daunting partisan divide. Still in politics news, we are informed that Obama reached out to congressional leaders in search of cooperation on Wednesday as Democrats and Republicans moved from a cliffhanger election to a fiscal cliff. According to USA Today, the vote produced groundbreaking steps on a pair of social issues as voters endorsed same-sex marriage in 4 states and legalization of marijuana in 2 states. All right, that's the press today this Friday. Thank you for trusting us. Remember, you can get all our stories online on www.afriquemedia.tv. Have a wonderful weekend.